Hello and welcome to Gaia GPS. I am Mimi and I'm here with Maya Kana.
Hello, welcome everyone.
I just changed up my intro a little bit. Gaia GPS is where we come and pull cards for the astro transits in the week ahead. And we are diving off with a transit that we're going to have happen probably right at the end of this broadcast. We have Venus moving into Leo. It's happening at 9:30 p.m. Pacific time tonight. So that's like 12:30 a.m. Eastern time. Venus in Leo. I'm really excited for this transit. The planet of love, harmony, relationships, Venus gets all those reputations, meets the sign of the heart, the sign that rules the heart, Leo energy. So this is like a double heart whammy that we're going into with this transit. And I put my horoscope out for tomorrow, going all into it. But what I was saying is, expressing your love through your creative endeavors, bringing pleasure, beauty into the world through your creative expression. That was the word that I used, through your creative expression. The other thing that I said in the horoscope, which I think was really fun, is the ability to rise in love. When you claim love, when you decide that you can be in love with love, the love that you are radiating out of yourself from the heart center, you will change the world. And so that was what came up in the horoscope. I have some beautiful cards. Love this card. It's very Leo. I have the rebirth card. And here we have that innocence. Leo is the sign of the inner child. So allowing, one of my favorite Rumi quotes, allowing the beauty you love to be what you do can help you get into this innocence energy, to bring forth your heart energy. We're in Virgo, Sun in Virgo, and one of the things, my main topic for this Virgo transit is the energy of being in our wholeness. And one of the things that I've noticed, and this is me and many people, we've been living half-hearted because it's kind of scary sometimes to live wholeheartedly. But it's just as scary to live half-heartedly because you're not really living in that case. So to me, this is part of the process of getting into this wholeness of this Virgo energy, to rebirth this innocence, rebirth this creativity, rebirth this beauty, this heart-centered, innocent, playful, happy, joyful energy that is the essence of us. Now I love what I have from the Goddess Oracle. I have Sekhmet, the lion goddess, and it says, be strong. You're stronger than you think you are, and your strength assures a happy outcome. The strength of your lion heart is what will bring forth a happy outcome. But you must be strong in your heart. In order to be strong in your heart, you must dig into that wholehearted energy. So Venus transits, they don't last all that long unless there's a Venus retrograde going. There's no retrograde going on with Venus, which is good because we have enough of that going on. So this is going to be like a 3-week transit that we are moving through. So very fast-paced. It's going to be a moment-to-moment kind of thing. So, moment to moment, take your creativity with you. And I do have the traveling card in reverse. With this, it's a cute message. You don't have as far as you think. You don't have far to go to get into this energy. It's not going to be hard, especially if you can tap into this strength. It's not going to be a hard, long, arduous trip up the mountain to get into your light. It's going to be more like rolling down the mountain, like when you're a child and you're like, this is a fun hill, I'm going to roll down it. It's more like that. Here we go. Right on down into the sunshine of your love. Be strong and set that intention for wholeheartedness. From the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms, I've been loving these cards. Ooh, look, it's green like the heart chakra. I have the Spirit Whisperer, Divine Guidance. And it's just talking about divine guidance coming to help you support through these energies. The Spirit Whispers keeps you inspired to move forward. We get that inspiration from our heart, from our soul energy, just in time for the correct next step. So it may be this Venus in Leo. It's a fire sign transit. It's not going to be like, I have my plan laid out. It's going to be like, and this, because this moment is from my heart. And this, because this moment is from my heart. She guides you to fulfill your highest purpose as a lover. I added that part. When she appears, it's a sign of inspired ideas with continual action will lead to success. This is a very successful card, I do believe, too. So tune into your divine guidance. Your divine guidance is always helping you tune deeper into your heart, your soul purpose, and let that help move you moment to moment through this transit. Maya?
So Venus into Leo, I think this is a really, really sweet place for Venus to be, especially considering how much intensity we've all been moving through with the eclipse energies and all the Virgo energy that has been present. So I think for many of us, this is going to feel like a little bit of a burst of lightness and an infusion of sort of fun energy to our relationships. And I think we can all be very, very grateful for that. And Leo is the sign of gratitude and generosity. So I think this is really an energy that favors us just being more playful and more generous with everyone around us. One of the first cards I have today for our lesson is actually the relationships card from the Soul's Journey lesson deck. And this card reminds us that there aren't any mistakes in terms of who is in our field and the relationships that are around us. So the card reminds us that our lesson is that Spirit puts people into our lives to help us to learn and grow, and that some people are there for just a single reason or a season or a lifetime. And so I think this is about being really generous with ourselves and having gratitude for the people who are in our lives, and knowing that I think one of maybe like the shadow side of Leo could be kind of like arrogance or just being overly bombastic. And we may see people actually showing up a little bit more in that way during this time. And I think that this card asks us to be really generous about our understanding of those people, and really to look at kind of what are they teaching us, what are they showing us, and can we kind of laugh it off and have fun? And I think that the answer is that we can. I did get the New Life card, which I think is pretty similar to Mimi's rebirth card. This to me says, listen, you know, Venus is moving out of Cancer and it's moving into Leo. And that Venus in Cancer time, I mean, I saw a lot of people having a lot of arguments and being so caught up in their emotions that they felt almost like they had no control over their relationships. Okay, so now we're literally like just an hour away. Like Venus is moving into Leo. Okay, just let it go, let it go, let it go. This is breathing new life into your relationships. You know, yeah, I really think we can just let go of the heavy emotions and maybe for some people the confrontations that they had or the fights that they had, and just set the intention with your family or friends or with your partner to have a fresh start. I did get the adventure card as well. And I think that the Leo energy is so supportive to this adventure. Like you were saying, you had the moment-to-moment card. Oh, the Leo energy can really bring out that just childlike wonderment and just the desire to just do whatever fulfills us and fulfills our heart on a moment-to-moment basis, like you said. So I would really encourage over the next 3 weeks for us we're here kind of at this end of summertime, leading us into the Labor Day time. Like, go on little adventures. Let yourself play. Like, this will raise your energy and it will be in alignment with this Leo energy. And then finally, I got from the Keepers of Light, I got the Mercury card, which is about open communication. Speak from the heart. Give compliments from the heart. Be generous with your words, your time, with your intentions, and know that you are just really, really supported in showing up fully in your most authentic self and letting yourself be really seen and making no apologies for who you are. So show up in your wholeness, communicate from your wholeness, communicate from the heart, show others the way, show others the way to act from a place of love and generosity. Sort of be a way shower of this heart-centered, empowered Leo energy. Yeah, that's my take.
Yay, yes, be a leader. All right, so our next transit is the moon shifting into Scorpio, and this is also happening in just a few hours. We have this transit happening early Saturday morning at 1:53 a.m. That's funny. I just got a notification that we're starting GPS.
Oh, me too. Here we are. Okay.
Okay. anyways, this is happening, like I said, 1:53 a.m. Pacific time. Moon in Scorpio. Moon in Scorpio works very well with Virgo. Moon in Scorpio can be a jarring effect for Leo energy. It can square. It does square Leo energy. Anytime there's a square, there's a resistance. So working with this Leo energy that we have with Venus in Leo, as well as the North Node in Leo, Mars is still hanging out in Leo, and Mercury is coming back into Leo this week. With this square action, what I'm feeling is, taking the sunshine of your love, this heart chakra energy, and shining it, working with this energy down into your root chakra, that feeling of safety and security. I have the trust card in reverse. So there may be some feelings of lack of trust coming up. That lack of trust is just a sign that you're not really feeling safe and secure. And so that is a sign that you have some work to do with your root chakra. Now, I have two other interesting cards going along with this. I have the stress card. This is my take your monkey out for a walk card. And I have the fighting card, which is the Knight of Swords. And so it's a high mental card. Both of these cards to me are actually very mental. It's a sign that you may not be in your flow. You're not trusting yourself. Again, get into your root chakra to work with some of these trust stuff. But if you find yourself feeling that resistance, if you find yourself feeling, what is the right word? Paranoia or suspicious of things. I'm not saying that's not your intuition, because your intuition may also be very strong, but you may be kind of overthinking these energies. And this to me is, I love this. Don't compromise your energy. This is an opportunity for you to recognize, wait, I gotta take my monkey out for a walk. I do not need to be the Knight of Swords. I do not need to be overthinking this. I don't want to compromise myself. I don't want to compromise my energy. I don't want to compromise my wholeness. I'm going to focus on healing. This to me, this is the important card in and through this transit. So if you're feeling that lack of trust, if you're not feeling like that inner child that we saw with that, the rebirth card and the card that Maya had, it's a call for healing. And so get into these watery energies of this moon in Scorpio. It'll be a fast transit. Get in there and bring yourself some healing. And again, here we have the heart chakra all lit up, sending that shine of the heart chakra right on down into that root chakra energy. And speaking of the heart, and speaking of don't compromise yourself, I have Bridget, don't back down. And there she is, holding the heart again, sending that heart energy into your root chakra to help bring it into wholeness. Stand up for what you believe is right, but don't back down and fall into those vibrations of things that aren't going to be serving you. That is compromising yourself. To finish off, I have this beautiful card, the Cosmos. So pretty. And this is just saying the cosmos represents infinity, the vastness of the energies. This is always, these cards have it either in Challenger or Ally, as if it's right side up or upside down, but this card is only an ally. And so I think that's what we partially need to remember too, as we're saying, don't compromise yourself and don't back down. The universe is your ally. This is what you need to remember as you're working on healing that root chakra and getting into the wholeness. You are supported by this divine creativity. You are just supported by the divine vastness. You're supported by the all that is. Om Bhavam Nama. I am absolute existence. Tap into that if you get into that space of not feeling trust or getting too much in the mental chaos or feeling any paranoia through this transit. It will take you back into your power. That is the highest level of Scorpio, is getting into your power. Maya?
Yeah, so my first two cards today are the Open Your Heart card and the Be True to Your Heart card. So Mimi spoke a lot about paranoia, and often that comes from sort of subconscious mental patterns and things like that. So if you're feeling some of this darkness or this over-analysis or the mental energy that's pulling you down, you can always fix that very quickly with the instructions that are given to us by these cards. Literally just like opening your heart and feeling what's there and then being true to what is there. I like Moon in Scorpio. I really do. Mostly because it really attunes us to our psychic abilities, and it helps us to see what's below the surface. And I think a lot of people are still trying to process assess some of the shifts that might have come for them with the eclipse. Like maybe you felt something kind of energetic, but you haven't been able to figure out what the real core essence of it is yet. I think that in this case, like if we really bring that willingness to see with the eyes of our heart, to see what's below the surface, this could really help us to really reveal that. I think the key lesson here, I got the balance card for our lesson, and this balance card is about the ability to be like a true empath in the sense that we're able to see a situation through various different lenses, or we're able to actually see what's going on through the eyes of someone else. And Scorpio is excellent at merging with another energy and taking on that other energy's values. I think that this says, you know, this can actually be a high side of Scorpio, being willing to know that there are multiple sides to sort of every perspective and that there's truth in everything. And I really do believe that. So try to take a very, very balanced approach. That is our lesson. I also got the happy, happy card though. Like I got the happy, happy card, and I also got the expansion card. And I don't know if you guys can see that, but both of these have balloons in them. And to me, that's meaningful in the sense that it's like, we have the opportunity, especially with Venus moving into Leo, going on almost at the same time as this, like we have the opportunity to sort of go up in the balloon and to see what comes to the surface through the highest possible lens. And for some of us, what may come up, I do think this is a time of psychological healing. For some of us, what may come up could be family lineage things. I do here have the White Eagle card, which is about the opportunity to heal family wounds and things like that. So know that just because something comes up that we may typically think of as shadow or darkness doesn't mean that we can't be happy about it or that it can't cause our expansion. Like literally, like we can respond to things however we want. Be willing to see things from all different sides. We have the balance card as the lesson here. So know that sometimes our preconditioned responses are not necessary. I think Scorpio gets really excited about whatever comes up. So we can be like Scorpio and just be like, yes, I uncovered something without needing to judge it as either good or bad. So that's what I want to do. I don't know. I really feel I'm looking forward to this. There's not long to wait. I mean, let's see. It's going to be hours. 5 hours. So I'm looking forward. Maybe for some of us, we'll get insights in our dreams since it's happening right in the middle of the night. I can feel that. Dreams have been pretty powerful recently with the Neptune and Pisces. So yeah, pay attention to those. Your subconscious mind is going to be chattering to you.
Conscious mind is very chattery. It likes to give me messages in dreams all the time. All right. So our next transit that we have is the moon into Sagittarius. That will be Monday. It is happening at 12:47, but I didn't write down if it was AM or PM.
AM.
It is AM. Okay, thank you. Okay, 12:47 AM. And I have with this 2 creativity cards. I have the creativity card, the Empress. Throwing cards, hoping not to have them land in fire. And then I have the Sarasvati card, the arts. Express yourself through creative activities. So this moon in Sagittarius will be connecting with Venus in Leo. It may be definitely bringing up the fire energies within us, heightening that creativity. Again, I have the message of the mind in reverse. And you know what I mean? I have no judgment of the mind. The mind is a beautiful thing. We need it. It is helpful for us. But the thing is, with Virgo, we can get caught up in the mercurial energy. As we are finishing up this Mercury retrograde, Mercury will be at, these early degrees of Virgo energy. Don't get so caught up in your mind that you leave behind your creativity. Don't get so caught up in your mind that you are in that realm of perfectionism instead of in the wholeness intentions. Get out of your mind into your creativity. This will lead to breakthrough and courage. This is the Strength card. So here again, we have this message of strength and heart. This is the Leo card in traditional tarot. So we're having breakthrough of the heart through this transit, through this expansive transit of the moon in Sagittarius, probably by diving into our creativity, letting that be part of our intention. Now I also have, which is interesting, it's not really quite in that message, but it kind of reminds me of what Maya was just saying. I have the past lives card. This is the moon card. So there may be some more of these messages from your ancestors, from old things coming up and through in your dreams. I think these things come up when we are feeling creative, because when we're creative, we're in our imagination. We're in that open space where things can come through. When I was younger, one day I was like, well, I really want to know my past lives. Like, I'm just curious, like, what are they? And I just, you know, kind of kept saying that. I had a teacher and I was like, Kufu, he sits here with me. Kufu, Kufu, I want to know my past lives. Like, what are they? And then they started downloading just because I had opened my mind to it. And so it may be through that creativity and like stating these things like, yeah, I wanna work with these things. I wanna work through these things, that these messages can come through in and through your openness to it. And what is Sagittarius but a sign of being open? To finish up, I have the Eagle King, the big picture, that's Sagittarius, and angelic help. And I'm going to read some of this. The Eagle King is a sign that your highest destiny is within reach. You're on the right path now, even if you can't see where you're going. The Eagle King soars high above the mountains and valleys of life and is able to see the big picture when you seem to be lost in a bit of a fog. He is a formidable ally as he takes your prayers up to the sun and releases them to the divine. They will be answered for the highest good of all. It's a fortunate omen when the Eagle King decides to be your ally. And even as a challenger, I want to read this first message because I think this is so beautiful. The Eagle King challenges you to see a higher purpose in events. Maya was just saying that with her cards and the balance. There is a higher purpose. That is Sagittarius. Find the gold in the cloud, the silver lining of the cloud. It's a gold cloud for me, but find the silver lining. I love to ask the question with any situation I'm going through, whether I've looked at it as good or bad. What's the good? What's the joy? What's the lesson? And that can help me move through these energies and soar like an eagle and get into those infinite possibilities and really utilize this energy of Sagittarius. Not to mention, Sagittarius right now, we are going to start moving and grooving because Saturn's direct. Just had to say that and put that in there. Maya?
Saturn direct. Before we started, Mimi and I were having so much gratitude for Saturn being direct in Sagittarius, and I'm not sure if you all can feel it, but I bet if you tune in, you can. Like, a little bit of lightness coming in after several months of confusion. So anyway, for the lesson that I got here for the moon into Sagittarius was the Freedom card. And I think this is really, really true to the Sagittarius energy. Sagittarius reminds us that we have the freedom to choose our beliefs and to choose what is true to us. This card says, I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. And know that when you are free to create your inner world and to choose what beliefs you align with, then you are free to create your happiness. And I think this transit invites us to do just that. Sagittarius is an energy of optimism. And so remember that, like, the high form of Sagittarius is about not getting caught in all the small little rumors and the facts and things like that, but seeing the big picture truth, seeing the optimism. I did get the maintain your childlike spirit card, and I think that this card is inviting us to see through the eyes of a child. And children do see this way. They do really see the big picture, and they really do see, for the most part, right, the goodness in the world around them. use the eyes of the child. Maintain your childlike spirit as you move through this energy. For some of us, I do think that we could get a little burnt out on the fire energy. I did get the time for a nap card. So if you find yourself at the start of the week, if you find yourself, you know, feeling a little bit drained, it's okay to take a break if you need one. I got the Go the Distance card as well here from the Wisdom of the Oracle, which I think goes along with this time for a nap card. It's about remembering our big picture goals and objectives. So know that sometimes, you know, when we're on these long journeys, which we all are, we're on this long journey of awakening, or these long journeys, right, to divine union or to our goals or dreams or ambitions. It's normal to have up periods and then what feels like a lull. It's normal to have the hills and valley periods. The Go the Distance card says, don't give up just because you're feeling tired today, or just because you're in a period that's a little weird or a little strange, or you're feeling a shift, or you're feeling a change in values. That doesn't mean that you should give up in any sense. Go the distance, continue on in your dreams. And I did get the Lord Shiva card as well about transcendence. And this one is actually about like re-engaging with life itself and re-engaging with the world. And I think that's a beautiful thing for all of us to do here. This transit's happening right at the beginning of the week. The moon into Sagittarius right in Monday. Re-engage in life, re-engage in your dreams, re-engage like in that sense of adventure and optimism for life itself. So that's my challenge. That's going to be my objective here as we start the week. And that's my challenge to all of you, is to re-engage and know that you are free. You are free to choose how you feel. So maintain your childlike spirit and feel good. We need it. We need it. We need it. We need it. So yeah, that's how I feel about moon into Sagittarius.
Excellent. I like it. All right. So our next transit is the moon into Capricorn. Lots of moon shifts this week. The moon will move into Capricorn on Thursday. I think it's 1:18 p.m. I don't know why I have really neat handwriting, and then when I do these things, I chicken scratch it, and I'm like, why? And then I can't read it, and then I'm like sitting here squinting at it. But Sagittarius, whatever. Why do we do what we do? I have some cards that make me believe that we want to get out into nature between the sun in Virgo and having the moon in Capricorn, these earth energies. I've got Gaia's garden. I have slow down, but you see this turtle right there, very close to the earth in the plants. And then I have this guiding children card, but I don't feel like this is so much about taking care of children, but we see this like nature scene here. And that's what the strongest message that I am getting from this is get outside, get grounded in this energy, let nature teach you. Again, we are finishing up Mercury retrograde. We're gonna go into the Mercury shifting back into Leo later on Thursday. But I have all these mental cards through this week, and that's what I feel like. I feel like that's where the challenge is going to be. I feel like that's where you may exhaust yourselves even in the mental stuff that comes up. Virgo is a mental sign, and this is the shoulds card. I always call this the shoulds card. I actually associate this with Saturn, which is the ruler of Capricorn. So, oh, my mom is coming in. Hold on. I'm working. Okay. I'm working. Okay. I see. Thank you. All right. So I called this the shoulds card, but it is the Queen of Swords. And so don't get so caught up in the shoulds that you forget to connect with nature. You know, here in the States, we're winding up summer. You know, we're going to be moving into Indian summer very soon, but it's, you know, wrapping up this summertime. It's a beautiful time to go outside. Oh, the nights feel divine. The jasmine's blooming. Get outside in nature. Do not get yourself so wrapped up in the shoulds that you forgo nature. I have the other Capricorn card as well, the conditioning. This is the Devil card. It's in reverse. Again, we condition ourselves so much with the shoulds that we don't take the time for what we really should do, what we really need to do, which is connect with the earth energies. Those earth energies help connect us into our wholeness. They connect us into nature. There's a reason why it's called nature, and we are nature. Like, we are animals. We need to connect into that energy. Get out of the shoulds. Get into your true lion self. Take care of your inner child. Guiding children, yourself. Slow down. I had this client, he's like, so you're telling me I need to get my butt in mud. That's what he would say every time I would talk to him. He's a Sagittarius. He's like, I need to get my butt in mud. Anytime I would talk to him about getting grounded. Get your butt in the mud. Your butt in the sand. Sit on the ground. Sit in the grass. Feet on the ground. Connect in. And he'll help you just like breathe. Just, oh, I have a meme saved that I've been wanting to use all this week. Like, breath is like little gifts to your body. Breathe. Breathe in the air. Breathe in the nature. Don't get so caught up in the shoulds. Capricorn is going to be going through shifts. As Saturn moves into Capricorn later this year and is going to start working with Pluto, Capricorn's going to be going through shifts. And so what we consider to be the shoulds in life, that's all going to be changing. Why not start now and see how that change affects your life and makes it better, makes it more sustainable, makes living on this earth a more pleasurable experience. Maya?
Yeah, why not start now? Why not start now? Oh my gosh. My Saturn is in Capricorn, so I'm gonna start now. I'm gonna start now with shifting the energies. Oh my gosh. You know, I got some very interesting cards today that don't necessarily go along with what I would expect for Moon into Capricorn, but in a way, I think it's Spirit's way of asking us to balance what could otherwise be an overly intense Capricorn energy. So I actually got really the three cards that compose the message today. I got the Higher Power card, which I'm actually going to read. I have the Yin card, and I have the Vulnerability card. Literally every single one of these cards is like pale pink and is really about like quietness and stillness and being tuned in. So I think that there's maybe like actually a portal that's going on Thursday. So I'm going to read to you guys the Higher Power card. It says, this card reminds you that you are more than a person trying to get ahead and make things happen for yourself and others. So I want to pause there for a moment and say that sometimes Capricorn can make us feel like really serious. Like, I need to get my goals done. I need to get structures around my dreams. I need to have more success in my business. And it can really bring energy to that real serious, like, feeling that we're not doing enough. And this, I think, is trying to help us balance that. So again, remember that you are more than a person trying to get ahead and make things happen for yourself and others. You have an immortal soul, and you are gifted with a human life through which a higher power can express itself. At this time, you need to be conscious of your connection to spirit and foster it through prayer and meditation. Ask, what is in the highest good for all? How can I serve? Then get out of your way and trust that there is a plan for your life even more wondrous than you could ever know. You are always protected and divinely directed. So for me, this says some of us might have a Capricorn plan of what we think we want to put into motion or what our business is or what structure is best. Well, the universe may have a plan for us that's a little bit different. So this one says, you know, quiet down and be receptive to the universe's goals for your life rather than your goals for your life. And again, I also have the Yin card, which is about being in the divine feminine energy, about being still, about being quiet, about holding space for our own growth, for our own healing, for our own creativity. And this vulnerability card is about this as well. Sometimes we have to be vulnerable in saying that we don't know. Like, we really don't know what is the highest manifestation of our life's purpose or things like that. So be very, very receptive to insights that might come in for you on Thursday. Be willing to change your plans if you need to. Be willing to change your goals if you need to. I got the Miriam Sacred Vision card here today, which I think has a similar message as well. This is, again, this is a divine feminine card. This is like, be willing to forgive. Be willing to forgive others so that you can heal and so that the world can heal. So again, these are pretty interesting cards, but it may be because of other shifts that we also have going on Thursday, including the one that we're about to talk about, which is Mercury back into Leo. But I guess I would suggest for Thursday just to enter it in a really calm and really receptive energy, and just to be very, very open to whatever the universe may have in store for you that day, because I think that our Mercury back into Leo is going to maybe actually overshadow the transit of the moon into Capricorn. That's my sense with the cards.
I agree. I definitely would agree with that. All right, let's get into it. Mercury moving back into Leo. I think this is very exciting. We're not going to have Mercury in Leo very long. It is retrograding back to the point at which we had the eclipse. That is significant. It is going direct on September 5th, and then it's moving back into, what is the sign? Virgo. Virgo, I'm so eager for this to move on, because my biggest thing is I find my mouth can usually keep up with my brain, but during retrogrades, my mouth cannot keep up with my brain. For some reason, retrograde makes my brain move even faster, and I sometimes feel like what I'm doing when I talk is I'm like grabbing the thoughts and like bringing them down to like bring them out. And it's very hard for me during retrograde to do it. So I'm really looking forward to that. But it is going to move back into Virgo as of September 9th. But for this little bit over a week and a half-ish, we have Mercury in Leo, Mercury communication, Leo the heart, and like I said, bringing back these lessons that we had in the eclipse. Now, in the eclipse, I have heard about a lot of things that came up and happened during the eclipse. I pulled this card and I was like, really? This card with this transit? Yeah, we're going to revisit some of these things that happened with the eclipse. And I believe we are going to rebirth this experience, move into harmony and success from these energies that came up during the eclipse. Eclipses shake stuff up. They bring change. They bring all kinds of crazy stuff come into light. And I have heard about a lot of this from clients and friends and my own life. We are going to be moving beyond the clinging to the past, like how did this happen, and the sorrow and the pain, and we're moving into a place of harmony. This may be why there's been so much mental cards, so we can get into harmony, out of the mind, out of the rumination of thinking, this is what's been going on, this is what's been thinking on, and come into the success of and harmony of moving from a place of united heart and mind. And that's what Mercury in Leo is, united heart and mind energy. Moving into success, this rebirth. Here it's like, try again. Here's this degree, 28 degrees. Know your worth. Try again. Rebirth into the heart. Rebirth into your innocence. That being said, it's still going to take time. I have the patience card and I have the resting tree card. So it's not going to be like, bam, Mercury's in Leo. Here we are. Rebirth. Where is it? Right there, the last card. It's not going to be quite like that. It is going to take time for these seeds to be birthed, sprouting, planted. Be patient, be grounded. The resting tree. I pulled this last week. I don't remember what for, but I pulled this last week. This is saying get grounded in. Like we've had so many of these messages of getting grounded, getting connected. Be patient. You want this baby to come to full term. You want this baby to come to full term in this rebirth of energy. But just keep in mind, success, listen to your inner voice, trust how you're being able or asked to move from the heart, speak from the heart in and through this energy. Don't get caught up in those old fears. Don't get caught up in those sorrows. Instead, focus on that success. Eye of the tiger. I know Leo's a lion sign, but eye of the tiger for what it is you want to create from your heart, bubbling up into your life, into your 3D experience. As well as the success card, I have Lakshmi. Right, future. Stop worrying. Everything's going to be fine. That 28-degree point in Leo where Mercury is going back to, It's 3 little birds. It's the birds sitting on the branch of the tree. Don't worry, because every little thing is going to be okay. So no matter what happened with that eclipse in your life, like I said, I heard a lot of people had shakeups. Don't worry. Everything's going to be fine. Process the pain so you can get back into your harmony space so you can rebirth the eye of the tiger within yourself and move into the success of what you deserve. But take your patience with you because it's still going to take some time. Maya?
Yeah, so I'm excited for the revelations. I do really feel that if we're in a state of receiving and if we're able to get out of our heads on Thursday during this transit, that we will get more information. Maybe it's the case that earlier this summer, I think that this transit relates to not only the August 21st eclipse, but also the time around the end of July, July 26th, July 27th, if you can remember what was going on then. I feel like so many of us have experienced sort of mystical shifts that we really can't explain or that we don't really understand the essence of. And so I really feel that we're going to be given, like during this time of Mercury into Leo, that we have the opportunity to get a deeper knowing about what has occurred. I did get the deeper knowing card here. And I want to read this as well because I think it gives us a little bit of a better understanding about how our intuition works. It says, intuition is the faculty that allows you to enter into a dialogue with source, the consciousness that you are a part of, but cannot see with the naked eye. It's perplexing that people are taught to ignore this natural capacity to navigate their journeys, to access their inner guidance. Know that you do have an ability to read between the lines and find all the truth that was missing when the story was told. This deep knowing allows you to open the door to wisdom far greater than what is available in the limitations of the human experience. You're given information that may make no sense whatsoever to the logical mind or 5 senses, but which is 100% correct and true. The trick is to listen and then act accordingly. You're now invited into this sacred dialogue of deep knowing. So tune in and trust your vibes. They will be right. Ask and you will receive answers from unusual sources. So if you are confused, if you have an unanswered question, ask going into Thursday, maybe even Wednesday night before you go to sleep, but have your dreams and you will receive answers, possibly from unusual sources. I think this has a lot to do with us actually harvesting our intuition and our gifts, because the lesson card that I got was the Self-Esteem card from the Soul's Journey lesson deck. And this is about realizing that we have gifts that can benefit ourselves and others. So this is about the realization of our spiritual self-esteem, basically. So that's our lesson for this. Sometimes when we get those past life realizations, like have been coming up throughout this GPS, it can help us to tune into the gifts that we've had in other times and other places. And we can always bring those gifts back into this now moment. So realize that even though we usually are our worst critic, realize that this is an opportunity for you to have greater self-esteem in your soul level gifts and abilities. And I did get the Isis card, Magickal Manifestation, and the Make-A-Wish card. I do think this is a portal. I really do think that this is a portal, just like the eclipse was a portal. And I made some videos around the eclipse encouraging people to focus on light for themselves and for the world. And I would say to do that again on Thursday. Realize that you are a magical manifester. Make a wish for what you would like to see, not only for yourself as an individual, but for the world as a whole. I did make a little note here regarding this transit that says, set pride aside. Because I think that, we don't want to focus on it too much, but the shadow side of this, like the shadow side of this Mercury into Leo could be like just totally dramatic miscommunications. And I have seen that. I have seen that with some of my clients coming up as well. So if something seems a little bit off that somebody says, or it seems like it's an attack of you or something like that, realize that it might be a miscommunication. Set your pride aside and seek a true compassion. Do not allow words or actions to escalate or become overly egoic. Like, stay really, really calm and have patience and understanding throughout this. I actually think this might be why I got so many feminine cards that are about listening, because if all of us try to step into being the star of the show and being the one who's making that dramatic declaration of truth or whatever, then we might have some problems. So maybe be willing to be the balance. Maybe be willing to contribute with the gifts of the soul and to be the one holding that space of magical manifestation energy and wish energy. Make sure you do set your pride aside. Make sure you do as we go into this transit. I really do caution people from engaging in arguments during this time, because during Mercury retrograde in general, but especially Mercury retrograde in Leo, because you will regret the arrogant things that you said later. You will set your pride aside mantra. Okay, I will set my pride aside Thursday. And know that keeping that inner peace is one of the best things that we can do during this time.
Harmony. I feel like that was like all the messages is like find this alignment, work through this week to really work on this alignment between your head and your heart, because when your head and your heart are aligned, you're not going to be in that pride. Like you'll be in that heartfelt expression, and good things come from that. So that wraps up our GPS for this week. We will have another GPS next Friday night, and we will be in September next Friday night. Oh my gosh, this is the last week of August. So really, use this time of August. Get in your heart. You can always book a reading with me at GaiaBlooming.com. Maya is at ChooseFaithNotFear.com. Do you have anything else you want to say?
Thank you for everyone who watched our Twilight GPS. We hope you like the Friday night flavor. We hope that you like, and yeah, welcome to the new world. Like that was created after the eclipse. May you all be blessed and prosper here.
I hope. All right, we'll see you next week. Namaste.
Namaste. Bye.